Okay, guys, following on our previous story about Polokwane City gaining promotion, so something came about, during this time of the season, there's always that relegation, promotions, you know, all the time. Almost every season, there'll always be contestations about whether matches are fixed or not. So looking at this match, where Polokwane City were playing Pretoria Callies, and Callies were thumped 4-0 and all the goals were scored in the first half. And the manner at which Polokwane City won, it raised eyebrows that the match could have been sold or could have been fixed. So I came across this headline. This follows an interview on Metro FM's Amplified Sports show, hosted by Andile and co-hosted by Andile and Mazwala Mlefe. So they interviewed Kelly's coach on, the possibilities that the match could have been sold or could have been fixed. And the interview was so interesting. And I was also listening to the show, and we'll break it down. So, following the show, the SABC website put up a very interesting headline. And it's a story written by the same co-host, Mazwala Mlefe. And I will take you to the headline. It reads, "I'd rather be poor than sell a game." That's Pretoria Callies coach Kwanele Kopo. And it's quite interesting here because, he's trying to figure out what could have happened in this match. And Kwanele Kopo is a very experienced, we can call him upcoming coach, but in this instance I would like to call him a fully fledged, experienced coach, having worked with so many coaches, Kevin Johnson, Gaetano Tembo, just to mention a few, worked at SuperSport United for a very long time. So he has the know-how. He's been there for a long time. He's developed so many young players. He's technically aware, technically he knows. And this is one game that's questionable because all goals were scored in the first half. So go and watch the videos, make up your mind. So the story about Mazwala Mlefe is quite intriguing, particularly that they had the man, they interviewed the man over the phone in their show, in studio, And according to Mazwala here, what raised eyebrows was the fact that Callies were 4-0 down before halftime against City. A scenario Kopo admitted was unusual, right? And what makes it unusual, they had never actually lost 4 before. But to lose 4 in this fashion, and he goes on to say, the coach goes on to say, if I may play it for you here. So the coach goes on to say that the way we played was not the way we always express ourselves. I think the magnitude of this game was going to lead to questions. Before it even started, I was already being asked about the lineup. Okay, well. Before it started, I was already being asked about the lineup. Who asked about the lineup? He is ambiguous. He isn't saying, why state such a possibility? And you are not saying anything about it. You are leaving us to answer you. But my question is that who asked? Was it the chairman? Was it one of the officials? Was it somebody outside of the establishment? Who asked for the lineup? So he said in an exclusive interview on Sports Night Amplified with Andile Ncube on Monday night. Like I said, I was listening to the show, quite interesting. And the coach goes on to say, when we considered 4 goals in the first half, and this hasn't happened in a single match over 18 months, it just added petrol to the fire. Nice choice of words there. Petrol to the fire. It was really startling to me. It was really startling to me. It felt like I was at the wrong place with wrong players and the wrong team. There were a lot more players that were not at their best. If I could, I would have taken maybe 9 players out if the rules allowed. Come on. Really. Taking out 9 players It's like taking out the whole team. It's as if you were not sure which team to play on that day. Really. I mean, sounds like an excuse to some extent. Then, continuing with the article there, Kopo was then asked point blank if the game was sold or whether he'd been approached to throw the fixture, and this was his response. I don't know. I don't want to lie. I know that I have addressed the players about the possibility of these things happening from time to time. We got out of relegation. We knew that we had to face the teams that were up for promotion. Spurs, Kasrik, Stars and Polokwane City, he explained. He further on goes on to say, but when you look at the performance, anybody sitting at home watching TV or at the stadium looking at the game, it brings those thoughts in. I would never sell a game. I would rather be poor with nothing than to sell a football match. I would never do that. I've listened to my post-match maybe 100 times. There's no words, and I challenge anybody that says that, where I say the senior player sold the game. This has created a rift between me and the senior players. Right. No. Well, as the viewer, as the consumer, you can make up your mind there. I hope you've seen the match. I hope you've seen the goals. 4 goals, first half. A first for the team this season in 18 months, as he says. It has never happened before. So, which is which? What is what? Where is the truth there? Like I say, go and see the goals, go and see the match, make up your mind, come back, comment. Let's share the thoughts. So according to the coach, he says he's watched his post-match comment over 100 times. And this is what he had to say about it, right? I've listened to my post-match maybe 100 times. There's no words, and I challenge anybody that says that, where I say the senior player sold the game. This has created a rift between me and the senior players. So, obviously now, this whole scenario has divided the team, right? The team, the coach, management, everyone is divided. You don't know the truth. Somebody out there knows the truth. But moving on, Kopo also confirmed that he's unsure about his future as Kelly's coach beyond this point, with his contract set to run out. He goes on to say it's been a difficult season and my contract comes to an end next month. We need to reflect. Do I want to stay? Under the right circumstances, I'm open to that, but there is an internal discussion. Again, guys. Under the right circumstances, I'm open to that. He says, what circumstances are those? What kind of environment exists there? What are those circumstances? Is it being controlled behind the scenes? Is it that kind of establishment? Because it's common in South Africa where chairmen and senior officials sometimes put a lineup for you. Sometimes they tell you who to substitute, who to take out, who to leave out. So is it that kind of a scenario where he's being told what to do? So guys, you make up your mind. Go look at the match, look at the goals, and let's have a conversation. My name is Opa Maisela from Sports Fanatic. I'm also known as Thomas Tatemas. Guys, you can find us on Facebook, Sports Fanatic. Also find us on Instagram, Sports Fanatic. Also on YouTube. Like, share, comment, but most importantly, just click on that subscriber button so that you can get more of this kind of content. I thank you.